So here's what we get when we put that all together. We have a single web page that has multiple tabs, one for each of the user's subject areas. Each subject area shows the librarian, subject guides, and databases for that subject. The librarian's customizations, such as contact information and appointment scheduling widgets, are included in the data from the LibGuides API, and so they appear in the dashboard. If there were more than one librarian associated with a subject, they would appear stacked with abbreviated views that the user can fold and unfold to reveal the full contact information for that subject librarian. The Subject Guides panel links to each of the guides for a particular subject area. The Databases panel doesn't show the full list of databases relevant to a subject, but only the ones listed as best bets for that subject. There is a link to the full list of databases for that subject as well. That limitation to just the best bet databases may change in the near future, and I'll talk about that more in a little bit. You can see that each database and guide has the shadow of a star next to it, and that a few of those stars are filled in with gold to indicate that their user has selected them as favorites. We can click the star to add or remove its favorite status. It takes just a moment to change the icon because it's talking to the database in the background, and will only change to the new status if the database was successfully updated. Favorite subjects are managed through a different mechanism, linked at the bottom of the subject list on the left. You'll remember that we have literally hundreds of subject areas to choose from, so users select from a searchable pull-down list to add new subjects. Their list of current favorite subjects is displayed below, and the user can remove a favorite subject by clicking on the X next to the subject name. I'm going to add accountancy as a favorite subject. Now returning to the main view, you'll see that the subject list is changed to include accountancy as a subject. On the right, we have two other elements that we haven't talked about yet. One is a snippet of circulation data. Our campus uses III's Sierra as our ILS, so this data is pulled from Sierra's Patron API. Since this data is more private than a user's subject areas, we've chosen to keep it hidden until the user reveals it. That kind of privacy might be welcome when a librarian, faculty member, or a student pulls up the page and doesn't want everyone else to know about their hideous library fine. I've taught classes in the past that got to learn all about my egregious library fines when I demonstrated how to view your library account, and I don't want to force that on anyone. The account information revealed includes the number of checkouts, the number of holds, and the patron's fine amount. Due to the limitations of Sierra's API, it is not a fully featured view of their patron record. It lacks detailed lists of checkouts, holds, or fines, and cannot be used to renew materials. So it makes for a good glimpse, but it's not as much information as we might hope for. The users still have to visit their patron record to get the full information. It is to be hoped that the next generation of ILSs will allow more API-based interaction from authenticated external sources like this one, so we might be able to provide a more robust service without having to have the patron log into another service. Our second additional element is the featured guide. The Life Guide is a LibGuide aimed at all users that can be applicable to anyone. It highlights a number of non-academic resources that anyone in the campus community might want to use. It was included in part to provide a bit of content for users who might not have very much subject-oriented content showing up. It also highlights the fact that the library has many resources that go beyond the needs of the classroom and researchers. It features the library's support for home, family, hobbies, health, and more. This takes advantage of a featured content setting in MyGuide, through which a library can create a bit of content to include on every page of the dashboard.